And we're live. What's going on, everybody? How are you all doing this evening? Welcome to the Dylan Talks Tone every Thursday night live stream at 8 p.m. We're going to talk about guitar stuff. And then at about 9, which reminds me, the very last question down here is off topic.
Okay.
We are going to go off topic and talk about whatever you want after that. I know. So for those of you, and I was noticing it before, that they might be hearing breeze.
Oh.
But you're going to have to deal with some, hopefully it's not obnoxious. Our air conditioner is on the fritz, and so we are dealing with trying to stay cool. So we don't usually run the ceiling fan in here when we're live, but the ceiling fan is on full blast.
Breezy.
Yeah, to try to keep the stage movie star lights down and the heat from all that down. So anyway, for those of you that are new to the channel, we talk about guitar stuff almost every day of the week. And we do a Q&A. People on Patreon, I want to thank all the Patreon supporters that support the channel. Those of you that ask questions over on Patreon, and the YouTube members that ask questions on the YouTube members only thing that I posted today. We're going to get to you first and feature you on the screen. You can also do that if you're a Patreon member. Also, I don't know if people know this or not, but Patreon members and YouTube members get 10% off everything we make at Dylan Talks Tone. So not merch, but all the pickups and everything. So it's like $5 a month to get Patreon, to get access to a bunch of stuff we've been making lately. We've been making a lot more content over there. I've been trying to be better about it. Plus you get 10% off at the website. So, I mean, that could save you like, I don't know, $30, $40 on something sometimes. So, there is that. There's also a bunch of links down below that you can use to support the channel, all that kind of stuff. Since we don't have sponsors, I just like to mention that stuff at the top of the show. And that's it. We will answer questions. If you get over here, ask as many guitar questions as you want over there with a bunch of question marks in front of it. Leslie will try to get to as many of those as possible. And if you use a super chat, we'll drop what we're doing and we'll answer it right away. Or as soon as Leslie notices it. Which is usually almost right away. Most of the time.
Until after hours, and then I want to relax, and then I'm like, crap, I'm not looking.
I know, right? So.
Oh, well.
What's going on in the comments so far?
Just the community greeting each other, which I always love to see. I
like
love
that too.
People are friends with each other and check in on each other when they see each other here.
Which reminds me, we should talk about what the thumbnail is about. So today is, I looked this up earlier. It's Positive Media Day, June 22nd. So I saw something about it, and it was like, do what you can do today, and like all the time, really. To be 100% positive with anything that you share today.
100%?
Yeah. Which is hard for me because sometimes stuff sucks and people need to know about it. Or sometimes people suck and people need to know about it. But I thought for tonight, and maybe going forward a little bit more, I will try, but sometimes reality hurts and people don't like it. Tonight, though, we're going to be 100% positive. Even if somebody asks me a question about something I don't want to answer, I'm going to find a way to make it positive tonight. And I'll tell you when I'm faking. You're like, wait, what? Anyway, I thought it was pretty cool to have a day where people are trying to focus on positive stuff, except for imploding submarines and all the other news that was on today.
Yeah.
Which was super sad. But anyway, do you want to get into these Patreon questions right away?
Do you want me to give them to you? Because it's up to you.
Yeah, let's do it.
If I can read.
If you can read.
My eyes are watering.
It's windy in here.
Patrick, I'm working slowly on a guitar project right now. This guitar will only have one volume and one control and a jack on top of the pickguard. With your Super 8 pickup, which cap would you go with? You know what's best with your pickup, and can you sell me the pots and cap?
We do not sell pots and caps. We do in loaded pickguards, but that's it. I would say With the Super 8, I've been using a 33 with those a lot lately, and I've been digging those a lot. I would use a 33. Thank you for the question. I've been liking 33s with humbuckers lately and messing with that.
Somebody said they 100% like your shirt. So I don't know if that means they actually like it or if they're just being positive because you just said be positive.
You can buy this at Dylan Talks Tone in the web store.
Cool.
That's why I wore it.
That's why.
Yeah. Oh, and we're also going to talk about stuff that was made in the 1950s that was still made today. We'll talk about that in a little while.
All right. Dawn. Hi, Leslie and Dylan. He says,
Dawn.
Happy National Kissing Day. Is that a U.S. thing or a Canada thing? Dylan, do you think it's possible to play your best on an instrument that you hate the looks of? If it doesn't inspire you visually, can it still inspire you to play well?
My take on that question would be, it depends on the gig. And it depends on the instrument, because if you feel uncomfortable, so like I've heard people say that they can't play SGs at church because they look like devil's horns. I've heard people say it.
Okay.
Whatever floats your boat, that's cool. So, maybe if you feel uncomfortable, ooh, it's thundering outside. It's sunny and it's thundering. If it makes you feel uncomfortable because you feel out of place, then I could definitely see it affecting how you play. I have picked the wrong guitar for a gig before and never gotten comfortable on stage because I was uncomfortable. Like it was just a weird guitar or something, and it didn't feel right to me. But I think that's more feeling than it is looks. But I think if you feel self-conscious for some reason, then maybe you would. I personally don't care. I'll play anything, anywhere, anytime. Doesn't bother me. As long as I feel comfortable, like not
Janet Jackson song?
Not uncomfortable, like it's poking me in the ribs or something. So yeah. Furry guitars would be difficult.
Furry?
Yeah, like ZZ Top guitars. I think they would be kind of hard to play, or Guar guitars, or Rammstein probably has some guitars that would be uncomfortable to play because they have flamethrowers in them.
To like sit.
Yeah, those might make you like, okay, I'm not playing as good as if I.
BC Rich 581 said, "Guess I'll leave my Warlock at home for open jam night at the Vatican."
Exactly.
My goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly. That's exactly my point. But other than that, I don't care.
Brian, curious about your take on the Zero Glide nut, and is the stainless steel fret option worth the extra cost?
So, we're being 100% positive, right? But real. So the Zero Glide's neat. I don't know that it's necessarily necessary. That's a redundant.
Why don't you say it's not necessarily a necessity?
Correct. And I think it's like a feature. It's one of those solutions searching for a problem that wasn't really ever a problem kind of things, because a properly cut nut is a properly cut nut. So I think it's cool. I've used them before, but they're a lot of work kind of to get right. And they don't work on every guitar based on your fret size and radius and stuff. So they're kind of finicky to set up correctly. They're cool, but finicky, and to me, a properly cut nut is all you need. Stainless steel frets, that's if it makes you feel good, do it sort of thing. I mean, if we're being positive, I don't have any stainless steel frets. I am not looking to get any stainless steel frets. I think they're too hard to maintain. And if you're going to do it, here's what I'll tell you. There are a lot of very inexpensive guitars that claim to have stainless steel frets. I would stay away from those based on the fact that it takes a lot to get a stainless steel fret job right. And so it has to be time. right? It has to be plecked or it has to be time put into it to be properly done. And when they're not properly done, they're not very good. So they'll have chatter in them. They'll have tool marks, that kind of stuff, because stainless steel is so hard. So just be careful. If you're going to get stainless steel frets, pay the real money from somebody who really knows what they're doing and really does it properly. So if you're going to click a box on an option set for a guitar, I don't know that that would be the way to go unless you're paying real money for a guitar, like a Fender Custom Shop or something. Or maybe Music Man. I think they do some pretty good ones. Or any of those small builders like Sir or somebody who's really going to put time into it.
Joshua, how awesome are my Dylan Talks Tone pickups going to sound in the Hawkman caster?
So this is Hawkman Hawks.
I would have assumed that. He
Yes.
said he just bought his first set of pickups in the comments.
Oh, excellent. I think they're going to be amazing. I think you got a humbucker and a single coil. So I'm interested to know how that's going to go into what he's doing.
How's he going to fit Hawkman caster on the peg head, though? It's pretty long.
He's going to do like John 5 and use like a 12-string peg head, but on a 6-string guitar, so that you can put it all on there.
Cool.
That's what I would do. It would look like an upside-down hockey stick, which is also cool.
Joshua. Like,
I just copy and paste.
I just feel like, what? His name's Joshua? I mean, I don't know what I thought his name was, but...
Well, we had this conversation with our friend the other day named Robert, and everybody calls him Bob. And we thought that you're supposed to call him Bob, and he actually says, no, I actually like Robert.
Yeah.
So however they put it in there is how I copy and paste it. Just
No.
trying to respect him. But it is...
I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, I don't know what your brain does. Like, your brain makes associations. I can't even say what I would have thought his name was. But to see that it's Joshua, I'm like, oh, his name's Joshua? I don't know.
Oh, like trying to figure out from the YouTube name
Yeah.
what their real name is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm surprised sometimes, too.
I don't know. Sorry about that. Not that I don't like the name Joshua. It just... He said he's going to use small letters. That's how he's going to fix it. Or fit
it onto it. Yeah, makes sense.
Not fix it. All right. Rob F. While reworking Dylan's telewiring harness for the Mustang, I noticed the capacitor was soldered to the tone pot's center tab and one outer tab was wired to the volume pot. The diagram I used to substitute a 3-way toggle switch had the connections reversed. Does this change have any effect, such as reversing the direction of the tone pot's resistance, or does it have no effect at all? Just curious.
Yeah, if you hook them up backwards, it might be left-handed, and the pots might go backwards. Like if you do that with a volume pot, the pot will go backwards. The problem is it's a tapered pot, so the taper will be upside down too. Yep. So if you are left-handed, flip it. If you're not left-handed, leave it the way I sent it to you, and then just hook up whatever switch you're using to the stuff I sent you. Yep. Good question, though. I've had people ask those questions about, wait a minute, left-handed, right-handed?
Shane, in the past week, Dylan has talked about setting intonation and fret size.
Mm-hmm.
My question is about both. My buddy was telling me that narrow, tall frets keep better intonation than jumbo frets as they age, because nickel jumbo frets wear out more erratically. Considering most of my guitars have jumbos on them, should I fret over this? Nice pun, Shane.
It's pretty sweet. Do not disturb until tomorrow morning.
I'll do it. Go ahead.
Thank you. So, this is one of those where you have to separate the academic part from the real life part. In theory, yes, a very skinny tall fret, right, as it wears down, will make it to where it doesn't get super wide, like down here, and intonation wander from note to note. Correct. The thing is that all of your, not all, your frets don't wear typically that much. And when they do, I don't know, in your chord structures and stuff, you're not going to really notice that. I can understand why he says it, but I think in practice, it's a bigger deal. It's not as big a deal. Now, and if you're in the studio and stuff, I get that. But for most people, first of all, you're probably not going to wear your frets as much as somebody who plays 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, or tours all the time. First of all, and second of all, like I said, I think you're not going to notice it. I have frets. I have jumbo frets on, a guitar that is a 1985 that I've never refretted, and it intonates perfectly. It sounds great. And there is fret wear, but I don't know that it wanders as much as people think it does. That would be my...
So you're saying he shouldn't?
He shouldn't fret about it. Don't fret.
All right, and it looks like that the next one is the last one you told me to wait?
Yeah.
Cool. Don't you have a topic?
No, I just wanted to say that I was being nice.
That's your whole topic?
Sometimes it's hard.
Alrighty.
Do we have any questions over there?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
I don't know that they're all questions. I'm for real struggling, man.
We can turn it down.
We already talked about this, but Hawkman Hawk said, "Hey y'all, ordered my first DTT pickups today."
Awesome. You did this morning.
Van Che Guitar says, "I loved that new purple silver sky, Dylan."
It's right there. I love it too. Speaking of frets, that thing's going to need some work. So.
Rob F. said he thought it was Lego Movie Appreciation Day. So he got the joke.
Good.
It's a
Everything
terrible
is
song.
awesome.
Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. Charles Thomas says, Telly with a rail type bridge humbucker? Question mark.
I don't make the Telly style ones. We have one rail humbucker, but it's a regular format humbucker. You would have to have a humbucker style bridge, but our Quattro humbucker is gnarly, and that would be amazing to put in that guitar. I should put that in the Schecter.
We got people that want to join in on the puns.
Uh-oh.
Charles Thomas, I don't always wear out frets, but when I do, I fret it. Vox Guitars Rock says, I don't fret my frets, but you won't regret the refret.
Oh, my word. They all must be dads.
Rockbox says that song is rough. Yeah.
It is terrible.
It's just so...
infectious.
catchy.
It's like the Menomina song. Yep. Menomina.
You're welcome. Now it can be stuck in all of your heads because you just gave that to me.
We just did it.
Pass it on to you. T-Bone says, hey, Dylan and Leslie. Dylan, enjoyed your demo of the SE Silver Sky Maple Neck.
Thank you.
Not sure why the hate for that guitar. Also, what's the best solid state amp for blues?
Solid state stuff these days, and I don't mean digital modeling, I mean solid state. I would go with the Boss Katana. If you were going to go modeling, which is different, the Line 6, what is that thing? The Line 6,
Good job.
whatever the combo, the Line 6, I can see it. I can see the nameplate right here, but I can't remember what it's called. Anyways.
Somebody will tell us.
Yeah, the Line 6 combo is really sweet. That's a modeling amp, but for solid state guitar amp, Boss Katana all the way.
Rob F. said, did Dylan just suggest getting an inexpensive guitar plecked?
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you could do it. If you can afford it,
It's even more fun if you get to watch.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a really neat machine. That's almost worth the price if you get to watch it.
Okay, so people are... Jeffrey Egan said Spider V, Rob F, and
No, not
Easy
Spider V.
Possum says Catalyst.
Catalyst, that's the one. Catalyst 100. Don't get the Catalyst 60. Get the Catalyst 100 because or 200, but the 100 is enough because it has a effects loop and some other stuff in it that the 60 does not have.
Mark Stanton just got a Squier Esquire. That is
Cool.
a mouthful. Squier Esquire with a humbucker. I love this thing. Could you build me a loaded pickguard to custom specs?
Yes, we could do that. I'm guessing, because that's Mark Stanton, I'm guessing he wants probably to put a humbucker in the neck position because that guitar is routed for a humbucker in the neck position. That's what I would do. That sounds really fun. And yeah, just go on the website, hit the little chat thing, send me a chat. We'll get something going. That'd be cool. That'd be fun, actually.
Martian Murray says, have you talked about the PRS T-Style yet?
No, that's an interesting guitar. I actually reached out to PRS to see if I could get one, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty tapped out with those right now. That's a really cool guitar. I'm excited to see where that goes because, of course, that guitar has humbuckers in it, right? So it's not really a Telecaster style. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of who's the guy that used to be there? Joe, what's his name? Somebody. Anyways, whatever. That guy. Yeah, it reminds me of guitars that already exist, I guess. It's kind of a crooked Starla. You know, it's neat. It's a neat guitar. I would totally play it. I'd like to get my hands on one for sure.
Rob F is the one that mentioned the plecking.
Yeah.
Calling you out on the plecking because Rob F says, I remember Dylan telling me it wasn't worth it when I got my Squier Affinity Strat plecked.
I don't remember saying that. I would say that, though, because that guitar's like $200. But,
I love when people call you out.
yeah, thanks for calling me out. I think you are crazy, but I think it is awesome that somebody had the guts to do it, because why not?
Crazy in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
Random guitar. I had my Taylor refretted with stainless steel frets by a very skilled luthier. The guitar plays and feels better than new. Definitely have a good luthier do it. Dylan is right on that.
Thanks for that input. And thank you for your experience with that, because I don't, like I said, I don't go towards stainless ever, really. And so, I mean, I've had them and not liked them, but I'm glad that you were able to share that. That's cool.
Rob F said, it's all good, Dylan. And yes, I am crazy.
I mean, it's your guitar, right? So I wouldn't do it, but I would for a video. Like, why not?
We didn't make a video when we did that?
Oh, yeah. It's got a lot of views, too. Yeah. And predominantly by people who are like, I'm a human being and I can do frets better than that machine can do it. And
Okay.
I mean, the thing is like a tenth of a millimeter tolerance or something. It's like ridiculous tolerance this thing gets down to. Thousandth of a millimeter? I can't remember. It's like there's no way a human being, that machine can go far beyond the tolerances of a human hand, for sure. As long as the person that's running it knows what they're doing. And at that time, I don't know if it's still the case, but at that time, if you bought a Plek machine, they were like $240,000. Joe Glazer would come and train you for a week how to run the thing.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it was, and it was at the premier guitar store in Atlanta. Those people knew what they were doing.
Fan Shank Guitars. Thank you for the super chat,
you.
Ivan. He says, I just made my first set of coil split humbuckers this past weekend.
Sweet.
And installed them in the Squier Bullet Mustang. Hum with 2 push-pull pots.
Nice. Branching out in your stuff that you're trying. That's awesome.
That is cool.
I love knowing that. We have a bunch of people in the comments and a bunch of people that follow the channel that have like learned how to wind their own pickups and are doing that stuff. I think it's so cool. We're going to go out to Colorado in August and teach some more people.
Yep. All right. Patrick Hardy. I don't know if he wants me to read. I guess I read everybody's name. So his name is Patrick Jean LeBlanc Hardy. Ask Dylan, can you... Oh, and before I forget, and so he hears me ask you, he sent some email to you that starts with Gene66. And he thought I checked email, but I don't check email. So he sent you an email. It starts with Gene66.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, ask Dylan, can you vinyl wrap a guitar 2 layers of 3M wrap? Yes or no?
Whew, that'd be tough. We've tried it with 1 layer, and it's really hard to do.
You have to be very patient.
Yes. And my son did it, and he tints windows for a living, and he did at the time, and wrapped cars and stuff. And he said it was him and his workmate came over to do it, and they said it was the most difficult thing they ever wrapped in their entire life.
And it looked good on the front, but not the back.
Yeah, the front looked awesome. We made sure the front looked awesome for the video, but the back was not so good.
Pretty funny.
And that was 1 layer, and it was tough.
So possibly yes.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe no.
Again, it could be a crazy thing to try, but... Whew, it was tough.
Vox Guitars Rock. Vox Guitars Rock, yeah. How much weight would it add to my telly to wrap it in cowhide?
I have seen that.
It's light, isn't it?
No. Isn't... What's his name? Help me out here. Country singer. Black and white guitar. That's all wrapped in leather, and it's all like tooled leather and stuff. Somebody will say something in the middle. In a minute.
In the middle?
Well, that's one of those things I don't commit to memory.
Can y'all hear that thunder?
Yeah, it's booming pretty hard.
Booming.
Boom.
All right. Basil Tiffany. Will you make humbucker-sized filtertrons?
We do sometimes, and those are very short runs. Typically, we only do like 10 sets at a time. And I haven't done those in a while. We could do them. Yeah, we could do them. They're not cheap.
Waylon? Is that who you were thinking of?
Yeah, Waylon Jennings. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. His Telecaster's wrapped in leather. I don't think it's very light.
Vox Guitars Rock. My wife bought me a smartwatch. It connects to phone via Bluetooth. Are there Bluetooth wireless systems for guitar? If so, is the range as pathetic as this watch? LOL-ish.
So I think you're going to have more success with 2.4 gigahertz than Bluetooth at this point. I don't know of any really good Bluetooth stuff, but even that cheap 2.4 gigahertz stuff is really only good for kind of practicing around the living room, practicing around the house. But it does work, and it's not expensive. I haven't heard anything really reliable about Bluetooth, though, for guitar.
Charles Thomas says, Willie, Waylon, and me. So Charles Thomas must have one wrapped. Or with
nice
cowhide.
That's cool.
So hearing cowhide makes me think something furry. I wasn't thinking leather.
Oh, yeah.
Tim Ziegler, I did a service on the red telly today, and it's starting to show fret wear. Students learning bends and vibrato.
Yeah, so that red telly, he's got the 40th anniversary Telecaster. That red telly has this is a great, if it's getting played a lot, you're going to show some fret wear because Squier frets are not as good as American frets. They're just not as hard, and so you're gonna definitely see some wear over time. I can definitely see that. Yeah, see, this is all wrapped in leather.
What is that? Just cut? Is that design?
It's 2 layers of leather, all wrapped together, and then this is actually like bound around the edges.
I've seen like Lucky Dog has done binding with leather.
So so Anthony did see how that's all bound around the edges, like almost like a baseball sort of. Yeah, he did the same thing because he did a Waylon guitar.
Gotcha.
Yep.
T-Bone says, let's hear it for Leslie. She does a great job getting our questions in.
I agree.
Thank you, T-Bone. Rawl. I don't know if I can say that right with my accent. How would you pronounce R-A-W-L?
Just like you said.
Rawl. What bridge humbucker would you recommend about getting the best dynamics?
Depends on what direction you want to go. So dynamics and clarity are something that we are very proud of in all of our stuff. And if anybody in the comments has other humbuckers, has our stuff, they'll tell you. I'm really proud of that. So that's something that we really focus on. So I wouldn't worry about one being more dynamic than the other. Because they all kind of, that's like a quality that all of our stuff kind of, I center that. That's like an important thing. So what I would go from there is, do you want like a vintage sounding pickup in the bridge, so like a DAF, or do you want something a little edgier than that, like a Super 8? Or do you want something really, more high output? DAF or Super 8. The center punch, if you want to split it, the center punch is going to give you a proper Angus Young, though, because it's got a real nice pokey mid-range. That's why we call it the center punch. So in levels of output, you would go DAF Super 8 center punch for the hottest one. But you're not ever, with either of those 3 models, any of those 3 models, you're never going to lose that dynamics that you're looking for, because that's really important to me.
Patrick Jean LeBlanc Hardy. Dylan, on the Stratosonic, when changing out the pickups with your P90s, do you keep the same cap?
I did in that guitar. I left everything stock, and I felt that it was pretty good. The reason I didn't change the pots in that guitar, because I didn't want to mess with all of the phase and series stuff. The only time I would change the pots or the cap in that guitar is if you wanted to play with different tapers. But other than that, I'd leave it alone.
I think people are laughing at me now. Well, Patrick says Thursday night wouldn't be the same without Leslie. But then Timothy Potter says, Leslie, you the bomb. And I know he spelled it like that on purpose. So, thanks, Timothy.
I mean, he's in
I think I would have said it like that even if you wouldn't have
He's
written
in
it
North
like
Carolina. He might talk funnier than you.
that. Maybe.
Kind of depends on where in North Carolina.
Well, I don't know. Tim Ziegler says, I'll buy pickups. I've got no interest in windings.
Yep. That's what most people say after they try it a couple times.
Charles Thomas says, I buy guitars, tear them apart, hang them on the wall. It's got to be special for me to even leave the paint on it. He wants to modify everything.
That's awesome. I like that. I don't leave them alone very often either.
And Rob F. is agreeing with Tim. He says, I concur. Upgrading a guitar is one thing, but winding a bridge too far for me. I'd rather spend the time improving my playing.
Yep.
Gary Aruda. Hi, Dylan and
Hey,
Leslie.
Gary.
Dylan, will a Firebird neck and P90 bridge have enough difference in sound to try it?
Oh, yes. That would be sick. Yes. 100% do that. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Random guitar. Speaking of awesome stuff, I bought a Helix last month and have gigged. Okay, let me finish this comment. And have gigged with it a few times already. That is truly an awesome piece of gear. I run it straight to the mix. When I glanced at this comment when I grabbed it, I read, I have giggled with it a few times already. Like,
I mean, he probably has. I was going to say he probably has.
Anyway.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Mark Stanton, are Filtertrons 2-coil and splittable?
They are 2 coils, but they are not splittable. Not the way we make them.
Angel Raven 444. Hi everyone. I sold my Fender Acoustic Electric. It took 6 months because the economy is tight here. So instead of buying another guitar, I'm now going to buy a freezer instead. WTF, am I getting old?
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
That is so funny. I feel that.
Yep.
All right, let me grab a couple more comments because, I didn't get as far behind as I thought. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to pronounce that, and it has like umlauts. Hey Dylan at Melpomene. I don't know how you say that.
Sorry, we messed up your name.
Hey Dylan and Leslie, I have you should tell me how to pronounce it. Like, phonetically put it out for me. Hey Dylan and Leslie, I have a question about mini humbuckers / Firebird pickups. Do ones without covers basically not exist? I don't think I've ever seen one without a cover. Is there a reason?
Yeah, because it actually, the cover holds it together. They don't really have, they don't screw to the base plate in the same way. So like a regular humbucker, the bobbins actually screw to the base plate. And a mini humbucker kind of sits in the cover like a tray that holds it all together. For lack of a better word, that's not totally true. There's a couple other little retaining things in there too, but for the most part, like a mini humbucker has the little pins that go through it, but you need the cover to hold it together. It won't stand on its own. But that's a good question because a lot of people don't realize that. Next time I put one together, maybe I'll record a little video about it and I'll show you.
Zap Rock Skull. Dylan, what do you know about the original Epiphone Tone Spectrum New Yorker pre-mini humbucker pickups? I've been looking for a new built pair, and the only one I know making them is Curtis Novak. There's not a lot of info that can be found on the internet. All I could find was that they're sort of a fat single coil.
I'm Googling now. Yes, I believe they are a sort of a fat single coil. Very similar to... Yeah. Very similar to some of the older... I don't know, like the older Hagstrom stuff. A lot of that stuff was a single coil around a big core, and it had a base plate in the shape of a U, and the screws coming up out on the other side, like it had a row of screws, but they were not actually another coil with screws in it. It was actually a single coil like this with the magnet underneath and screws sticking up on the other side, which I don't 100% know because I've never seen one apart, but I'm pretty sure that's what those are. Very similar to like a Hagstrom pickup. Old Hagstrom. That would be my guess.
Oh, I'm in the wrong. I'm like, where'd it go? Derek Sittler. Can I get black chrome covers on and 4-wire DAFs?
We do not currently have black chrome because I have not found a good source for them that I like. Some of those coatings on some of those things are like you can get them on eBay and stuff, but they're not good. They do not live up to the quality standards that I care to put on my stuff. So that's why I do not do them. I've not found any stuff that's really, really good. Unless, I mean, you could buy them from like Philadelphia Luitherie or something, but then they're so expensive that the pickup has to be another $30. It just doesn't make sense. So there's this balance between those two things.
A
Bunch of questions.
Yeah, they just rolling in.
Great.
So, pronounced more or less, Melpomene. Thanks for the answer.
Oh, cool. I wonder where that's from.
I will probably forget next time I have to read it, though. Melpomene.
Interesting.
Brother Hawk.
I wonder if that's Hawkman Hawk's brother.
That would be hilarious. Are there any other guitars that feel like playing an SG?
Whew.
Oh, people are like, I would totally pay the $30.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's why I say it. That's honestly why I like to be transparent about that stuff. Because
So then Derek is the one that asked the question. That was Tim Ziegler. Jeffrey Egan said, Tim Ziegler said I would pay the $30. Jeffrey Egan said Black Chrome is sweet. Derek Sittler is the one who asked the question originally. He said, if I anodize black covers, can you SIG them for DAFs?
I mean, if we could figure out how to get stuff anodized black, I would definitely have that conversation too.
Oh, so then Hawkman Hawk said nope. Okay, Melpomene says, is the ancient Greek muse of tragedy, though the Roman poet Horace invoked her in general.
That's so cool.
Oh, and then Brother Hawk just said nope, too. They're both like, nope, don't know him.
That's awesome.
All right, did we answer his question?
Yeah, we got to get back
Brother
to
Hawk,
it.
are there any other guitars that feel like playing an SG?
Man. Okay, so people would jump onto the Guild train or the Yamaha train on that, but I would disagree because those guitars are heavier, they're thicker, they have weirder bridges, the balance of them is different. I don't know if you asked that question to stump me or to bring up a point that there's nothing like the SG, because, man, you might be right. I can't think of anything.
Marcia Murray says the PRS S2 McCarty thin line is kind of similar to an SG.
Okay, yep. And maybe there's a Starla, maybe that's that thin and that light feeling too. Few and far between. If anybody else thinks of anything, throw them in the comments, because I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Hawkman Hawk says PRS Mira.
Mira, not Starla. Mira, that's what I was thinking of too. You're right.
Curtis Chavez, what is the neck profile on the McPherson Touring? I have huge hands, and the neck on my Recording King is a bit too small or skinny for me. Get bad hand cramps at an hour or so of playing.
It's small. It's smaller. I can't remember what a Recording King is like, but it's not tiny. It's pretty comfortable, but I have regularly average hands.
We'll have to talk about that after hours.
Yeah, that's an after hours thing. Yes, I think that if you have huge hands, you should try one first. You would like the regular guitar though, and it's only not that much more.
It's only
$500 more. Get the big one. Get the big one.
Is the neck better for him?
Yes, the neck would definitely be better for you.
Gotcha.
And he's probably his hands probably aren't the only thing about him that's big. So then he could
Brian Carpenter. Thoughts on Seymour Duncan hot rails, cool rails? They make a cool rail?
They're cool. I mean, and hot. I've never really been a Blade pickup fan that much. We make one because people wanted me to make it so much, and it is kind of cool, but I've just not been a hot rails person, and I'm not one to get behind single coil pickups that are supposed to sound like humbuckers either. So if you get into that kind of stuff, I've never really liked those either that But if you, I mean, try them for sure if you like that stuff.
So Mark Vanderlind, what pickups do you recommend for an SG style guitar? Going for an early Tony Lomi Black Sabbath sound?
I mean, P90s, but if you don't want to put P90s in it, because okay, so here you go. So we have, because he played P90s, right? We have humbucker size P90s that would go in an SG and you wouldn't have to cut anything. So there is that. Also, P90s for sure. Then the next thing after that, I would say for that sound would be DAFs, because they would be the lowest output of the humbuckers and they would be right in there. And it would sound pretty awesome. I would go that direction.
And so Jason Albert also responded to him. He said his P90. I've been playing every song with a P90 guitar in it since I got the pickup from him.
Awesome. No, that's cool. He's playing a bunch of Mountain stuff, probably. A bunch of Tony Iommi stuff.
Gary Aruda says SG substitute and Epi Wilshire.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Let's see.
A Fender Stratosonic. Doesn't feel anything like an SG though.
Angel Raven 444 says, Dylan, would you consider winding pickups 10,000 feet under the sea in an unsafe tubular craft for the tone of the tone?
No.
For the tone.
I would not. We were talking about that today, like when you sign up for something like going into space or going into the sea.
Yeah, surely there's a huge wait.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not signing that thing, so I'm not going.
Yeah. Patrick Jean LeBlanc Hardy says, an idea. Just an idea. I think it would be cool if you make some stickers with each of the name of your pickup. Keep your logo and at the bottom. Each name of your pickup.
Seems like a hard thing to inventory, but
Why?
yeah.
How many pickups do you have?
Bunch. Probably 13.
Nathan Heel. Hi, I'm guessing you've shot out your pickups against Lawlers. What were the results? What did you want to do a little differently from them?
I'm a massive fan of Lawler pickups. I love them. I recommend Lawler pickups and McNelly pickups more often than any other brand besides my own. I love Lawler pickups. That being said, I was going for example, our P90s, I was going for a very specific mid to late 50s Les Paul Jr. sound that I wanted to duplicate. And I feel that we've done that. Lawlers are a little smoother on top than ours. We are a little raunchier. And they can smooth up once you use the volume and the tone knob. They will calm right down. Like as soon as you turn the volume down to like 7 and you turn the tone back to about 8. I did it in a video tomorrow. I recorded the video today. You'll see it in a video tomorrow. That I did that, and they just sweeten right up, and I love that. But when they're on 10, they're gnarly, and that's what I wanted. For those of you that are curious about the P90 stuff, we have the second part of the Fender Stratosonic Squier video coming out tomorrow at 4 p.m. And we showcase our dog ear pickups and our soap bar P90s in that video. And we play all 3 of my P90 guitars not at the same time, but in the same video, kind of back to back. So the Stratosonic with the P90s in it, with my P90s in it. The custom Les Paul Jr. double cut that my friend Don built me, and my Gibson SG Jr. And we leave the amp settings all the same, and we just kind of run through them all, and you get to hear the differences between them, and we talk about the differences between the guitars and stuff. So you'll be able to hear a few different contexts and tones with that tomorrow in that video. I think you'll really dig it. That being said, Lawlers are freaking amazing, and everybody I know that puts them in their guitars loves them too. You can't go wrong. Their wide range is bomb.
Zap Rock Skull. Dylan, how would you explain the Guild humbucker? Is it more of a large mini hum, normal full size, or a full size with like staples instead of screws? The Guild humbucker.
I think it is like a mini humbucker. Because I think my dad has one of those. And I rebuilt it with mini humbucker parts. I'm pretty sure it's very close to a mini humbucker. It just looks a little different on the outside. I think.
Ed Priest. I
Hey,
heard
Ed.
you were sweeping tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard you're sweeping at Texas Toast tomorrow.
Dylan, we didn't talk about... Anyway, Dylan, what's the difference between mini humbuckers and Firebird pickups?
Firebird pickups are 2 bars with no magnet in the middle. They're basically blade pickups. But the magnets are the blades. A mini humbucker is very similar to a regular humbucker, but instead of having individual slugs on the slug side, it has one metal slug. It's a bar that's one metal slug. Touches the sideways magnet on the bottom, and then it's got 6 screws that come down. And instead of 6 screws going through the bobbin, they actually screw into the base plate. It's kind of a weird construction, but a mini humbucker is a small humbucker. A Firebird pickup is a small blade humbucker, but magnets are the blades. Yeah, they do sound different.
Angel Raven 444 says, knife flicking and answers given. You ain't even flicking
I'm
tonight.
not flicking fixed blade tonight.
Melpomene. Also, by chance, have you ever tried a St. Vincent guitar? They use 3
Yes.
Firebird pickups wired in a very interesting way. Positions 1 and 2, 3 individual pickups, 4 is 3 in parallel, 5 neck and bridge in parallel.
That is a guitar. Because I would want the really good one. They're like $2,800. And every time I make a major guitar purchase, this is no joke. Every time I make a major guitar purchase. So I just bought a Telecaster, and it was $2,200. That guitar was in my shopping cart for a time. Every time I make a major guitar purchase, that guitar goes in my shopping cart, and I'm like, do I really want this? Like, and then it comes out, and I end up getting something else. But it's just always just right there. Those so cool guitars. Oh, man, they're so cool. They're so cool.
So Timothy Potter says, I've wanted to have my Epiphone Wildcat Royale Pearl with your P90s plecked. Several Raleigh shops offer the service. Is this something that, quote, most guitar folks can do if they have the machine?
If they have the machine, chances are they've gotten the training.
Yeah, it's no small investment.
It's no small investment. It's almost $250,000. I would definitely look for reviews of the place before you invest the money, because it is skill in running a machine still. You know what I mean? So just make sure that you do some that one right there. Well, this is the cheap one. But that's what it looks like.
What? That's the guitar you want?
No, wait. It's why is it not showing?
Maybe it's not actually available.
That right there.
That's weird. What pickups are those?
Mini hums. But they make them like a gold foil top.
But it's not really.
Mm-mm.
Tim Ziegler says, I cut my SG body today for the Soap Bar Dylan P90s.
Nice.
Brother Hawk says, how much to ship your pickups to Thailand?
Uh,
You should just build a cart.
yeah, just build a cart and put it all together. Put your mailing address in there and stuff, and see. I don't remember. I want to say it's like $30-$40. I know that there's a max on that, and then we eat the rest. We basically, I ship to Hong Kong a lot, and for example, shipping to Hong Kong cost me like $64, and I think we charge like $32.
Does Benny know that?
He does now.
He's not here tonight.
Oh, he's not.
I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him, yeah. So, just so we kind of split the bill on that. I guess I've never told anybody that, but our international shipping is maxed out at $30. So sometimes I eat a lot on international shipping, but it's kind of, I'd rather you have the pickups. You know, because people will just be like, $60, that's ridiculous, but kind of costs what it costs. I'd rather you have them.
Rusty says, what is your favorite acoustic guitar?
My McPherson carbon fiber. My Breedlove Premier. It's a toss-up between those two. I love them both.
Both hanging in the living room.
They're both in there right now.
We don't have electrics hanging in the living room. Always acoustics.
Yep. It's true.
Fat Philosopher. Do early 2000s Fender Telecasters have good reputations? I sniffed out a lefty recently.
Oh, yeah, get it. For sure. Get it. The Mexico ones can be a little heavy, but that's kind of, you know, how they are. Pre-2005, I think, ish, the pickups were kind of better. But you know where to come for pickups anyway. So, you know.
Angel Raven 444 says, with my luck, a soap bar pickup would give me a rash under my arms. So Patrick Jean LeBlanc Hardy says, my checklist. Dylan loaded pick guard with 2 Bonneville and 1 8-ball. Next Wednesday, Super 8, and on my Stratasonic 2 P90s next month. Still want that pickup with the purple wire.
Nice.
It's a long list. He's building a list.
I love it. I love it. No, that's great.
He said, Fat Philosopher said it's 7.7 pounds, 2002.
Yeah, get that thing, man. Yeah. Get that thing. And then obviously we can sort out pickups. That's easy. Especially with a telly, because, you know, we've got that drop-in kit with all the pots and stuff. So, super simple.
He said, yeah, he's got Telly Dylans to put into it, LOL.
Oh, he already has them. Cool. No, that's great.
Derek Sittler, does the carbon fiber feel and play the same comparatively for physical difference?
It is different. It's one of those guitars. It's really hard to explain. It doesn't feel like wood. So there's the biggest thing that will throw you off, I guess, is when you pick it up. You know, it's been sitting in the living room, so it's the right temperature. But like, let's say it's cold. It doesn't warm up to your hands like wood does for a longer period of time. So there's that. So the temperature thing's kind of interesting. But it's one of those guitars that no matter who I hand it to, they all say the same exact thing, and it's this. At first, you're like, this thing's weird. Like, I feel like Batman because this thing is so crazy. For about 5 minutes. And then after about 5 minutes, you forget that you're not playing a wood guitar because it sounds so good and it feels so good. You just kind of forget what it is after that. Until you set it down and look at it from across the room, you're like, that thing is so cool.
All right, last one is 9 o'clock. Mark Vanderleen says, I will order your P90/humbucker to fit a 2014 PRS S2 pickguard and put the clear center punches in a 2022 S2.
Nice. That's cool.
What happens at 9 o'clock?
At 9 o'clock, we go off topic. So, you're allowed to ask guitar questions only if they're in a super chat, which is weird. We didn't really get that many super chats tonight. So you're only allowed to ask a guitar question after 9 o'clock in a super chat. Otherwise, you can ask anything you want, and we might answer it. Because most of the time we do. So get in there and ask any off-topic question. It's just kind of a way for us to hang out and get to know y'all. Not talking about guitar stuff.
All right. This is an off-topic one. Oh, it says off-topic at the beginning. All right, Joshua. Off-topic. Do you reload your own ammo or thought about doing it?
I do not. I used to reload 223 and 308, but I no longer have the facilities to do that. Don't have the room to do it, so I just buy it.
All right, let's see what people are saying. Angel Raven 444 says, if you're older and have arthritis or similar effects that affect your playing, I found out a cure. It's a supplement called curcumin, which is like,
I've heard of that.
it's just an anti-inflammatory.
Is it?
It comes in a lot of like turmeric supplements.
Oh.
I wouldn't venture to say a cure.
We do not make health claims
Nope.
on this show.
Rusty said, okay, have you caught up on the Las Vegas alien story? I have not. I
forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot about it.
No, and then I was kind of like enamored with the whole submarine thing all week. Well, not enamored with it like overly involved, but just like everyday checking, you know, what was going on with that.
Jeffrey Egan, Dylan, would you have any concerns ordering a refurbished DSLR from Canon?
I would not. I don't think so. Do they have any kind of warranty with that? But I don't see why not. Depends on the camera too, but and if they can tell you, well, I guess they won't tell you how many clicks it has and stuff because they refurbished it. So it's probably going to be great. I was just thinking about that today. That camera we have had for 4 years now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time. I think when we like got everything we wanted, then it was just done.
Well, when we went to RF lenses, and I
Yeah.
finally, now the lens costs more than the camera. So once you invest in the right lenses.
Oh, see, we have a flood warning. Enough that it like interrupted us.
Is that what that is?
Yes.
I got something on my phone too.
A flash flood warning. It's a dangerous and life-threatening situation. So since we're off topic, we can talk about this.
Don't drown, turn around.
Yes, that. But so this week I can't explain it, but they kept talking about this. I thought they were saying aerial on the TV. I mean, I think they were saying aerial, but I'm thinking AERIEL,
Like flight.
aerial.
Yeah. Or antenna.
Well, then when I saw it written, it's spelled AREAL. So then every time I see that, I'm like, a real flood watch. Because that's what it looks like.
An aerial flood watch.
Yeah. But now that's a real flood watch. Or warning. That was a warning.
For what? Where?
I don't know. I didn't really read it. I just wanted it off my phone. It's not flooding here right now. I'm good.
No, our feet are dry. We're okay. No, and it probably won't be here. We live very close, or a few miles from the Savannah River, so sometimes, and that thing's pretty full. Because weren't they supposed to open the?
They did last week.
Oh, did they?
The meteorologist guy that just had a baby took his baby there and took a picture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, it's like history. They only do it.
They don't do it very often. Yeah. We've only seen it a couple times. Maybe
Has it been
once.
It's been once, and it was very early. I want to say it was like 2015 or 2016.
It was 2016,
'Cause it
New Year's
flooded.
Day, because we bought the car, the 2016 Jetta.
It was the very
The
first
white
time
one.
I did a live stream on Facebook. Was the same day we went to the gates.
Yep, because we were on top of the
Because
dam.
I had a hat.
You did. And it was New Year's Day.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. Because we bought the guitar. We bought the white Jetta on the 28th of December, which was a Friday. That might have been a Sunday or whatever.
I don't know.
Anyway, I remember that. Yeah.
Derek Sittler says, off topic, bats versus bug spray. I love me some bats, just cool.
Oh,
I don't think
bats.
those are comparable. Like, who likes bug spray?
Yeah.
Definitely bats.
I don't like.
I mean,
I
I don't
love
want them
bats.
near me. I like to watch them, especially if there's water for them to skim over, but I don't want them near me.
Yep.
I don't like birds either, though. Charles Thomas, did you know Ring Around the Rosie was a song to ward off the Black Plague?
Mm-hmm.
I did know that. He said it's very effective. Not if you live near what? What are those things?
Prairie dogs. That's
Yeah.
bubonic.
Oh, my bad. What's the difference?
I don't know. Both kills you. You're not supposed to handle them when they're dead.
That was your preemptive super chat was coming down. Sean Adams, thank you for the super chat, Sean.
Yeah,
he
thanks, Sean.
says, if someone bought you either the new PRS T-Style or the Music Man St. Vincent and you had to keep it forever, which would you choose and what color?
St. Vincent and gold.
That was very fast.
Or
He's on it.
or the burgundy one with gold humbuckers. But St. Vincent for sure. Yep.
Jeffrey Egan said the camera's half price because it's refurbished.
Oh, sweet. Get back in there and tell me what model it is.
He might have. I just haven't scrolled everywhere.
Oh, okay.
I had to scroll to grab the super chat.
Thanks for the super
He
chat.
said they do offer a warranty package. See, I'm catching up.
Oh,
now.
yeah. Then just buy the warranty and just get it. Yeah, I'm curious to know what model.
Rusty said it's now a recovery mission on the submarine. I don't think they're recovering much, though.
Yeah, it's just pieces.
Mark Vanderleen, how did you make out in the wonderful, wacky world of Japanese kitchen knives?
We ended up not buying Japanese kitchen knives. We ended up buying American kitchen knives.
Because I picked him out, surprisingly.
Because you picked them out. Yeah. We went for... There's a video about it on our other channel. On our Dylan and Leslie channel. All of the stuff that we got at Blade Show. And that we got them at Blade Show. I ended up getting Bradford knives. Their kitchen set. And it's AEBL stainless. It's really thin. Super light. Really, really, really cool stuff. I really like them.
Benny's World just showed up. He said, just made it. Were your ears burning? Because we were talking
We were
about
talking
you.
about you earlier,
You
Vinny.
have to, like, rewatch.
Yeah. Back in the guitar section, we were talking about you.
Curtis Chavez, I need to get my friends hooked on watching you all. I had a friend call me during the regular stream, and I missed 15 to 25 minutes just to hear him complain about his work again. That's fantastic, Curtis.
You're like, look, dude, I'm watching my show. My stories are on. That's what you're supposed to say, right?
My story.
My stories are on, man.
Brother Hawk says, I like your t-shirt, Dylan.
Dylan Talks Tone. You can have one. This is our most popular shirt. I was actually really proud of this when it came out. I designed it.
Hat Mike says, you know, I worked on that emergency notification service. Nice to see how people appreciate it. I ignore them too.
Oh, I know. Stupid noise. It always happens at the worst time. Like, yeah,
When you're sleeping?
when you're sleeping, mostly. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad it honors your settings. Like, used to, even if you had your sound off, it would make
it would be
sound.
loud, yeah.
And I really don't like that. So at least it doesn't do that anymore.
That's funny.
I don't know what that means. Timothy Potter. Now I'm hearing. Oh, Now I'm hearing thunder. Did your stuff sneak up here to North Carolina? I hope so. I sleep so well in a storm.
It's been raining here a lot.
Yeah, I haven't. It's like a Kid Rock song. I ain't seen the sun shining. It's been more than 3 days. Though.
I know.
Let's see. Charles Thomas, Elon Musk versus Mark Zuckerberg in a UFC MMA contest.
I'm going to go with Mark Zuckerberg.
That's funny.
Because I do know that he does jujitsu.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Jeffrey Egan says it's a Canon EOS Rebel T100 EFS 18 to 55 millimeter lens.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you probably won't have a problem with that.
Merchant Murray says he has a pet spider for mosquitoes. That sounds terrifying.
How do all the mosquitoes know to go over by the pet spider? That's what I want to know.
Random Guitar says, I saw a red fox chase down and catch a squirrel in my backyard yesterday. That was pretty wild.
Wow.
I didn't tell you. Melissa, Randy's wife, videoed in her backyard, and I know it was her backyard because her dog is like right there with her. Huge snake had a baby bunny, and the baby bunny won.
Really?
And the snake was like took off.
Really?
But it like literally wrestled with it for like 10 minutes. And I watched the whole video.
Really?
It's just like this snake and this bunny, and it was fascinating. But the bunny won.
Wow.
And the snake ran off.
And that's like right around the corner
like,
from our old
not
house.
today.
Yeah. Wow. Nature is so terrifying. I was watching some...
Oh, Tim Ziegler said they have bats the size of seagulls in Colombia. Like, Colombia.
That is a lot of mosquito eating, though.
You know what? They have those humongous bats somewhere. Like, it must be Animal Kingdom at Disney World.
Oh, really?
They are huge. And they, they're like sleeping when you see them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's so funny, though, because they're like, all you see is like bat nuts. Because they're like disproportionately big. Anyway, you're welcome. Derek Sittler says, have you ever been to Canada? And if not, why?
I've been to Canada a bunch of times because my family's from there.
I have not, because I have never been that far north. I mean, technically, my phone says I was in Canada when I was on a boat at Niagara Falls one time.
That's the closest you've been to Canada.
That's the closest I've been to Canada. Sorry, I did not see this. Super chat from Vinny's World. Thank you for the super chat. He says, love the thumbnail. West, Keaton, Bale, Affleck, Conroy, or Arnett. Favorite Bat voice?
Of those? Oh, Bale. Duh.
I don't have an opinion. I was like,
in
what
the
is he
first
talking
Christian
about?
Bale movie. When it got into the second, he's all like the whole time. Then he's a little over the top. But the first one, for sure.
Tell us how you really feel.
Well, I mean, I like Batman. I do
Yes.
have him tattooed on my leg.
Jason Albert said he votes for Keaton.
Keaton was pretty good, too. I get that. Yeah, I get that.
Curtis Chavez says, Dylan, why do you have a picture of my homie on your shirt? Fat Philosopher said, I had a mantis live in my home for a while for the bugs.
Interesting.
Like on purpose, or it just happened to be there?
It's Japan. Maybe they don't kill stuff.
Timothy Potter says, Monty Python bunny. Oh, Tim Ziegler says those bats eat fruit.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm like, that's a lot of mosquitoes.
Random Guitar says, what camera do you use to record and stream your videos?
We use a Canon R6, which is back here. I use a Canon R6 with a RF 15 to 35 2.8 lens, which is what you're seeing right now. With a Sennheiser shotgun microphone, which is what you're hearing right now, to record my videos. And then I pull all that stuff off that body and I put it on the camera that you're seeing right now, which is a Canon EOS R, to stream, which is my B-roll camera for my other videos. The reason I do that is because the EOS R has a better setup for streaming, so I just use the lens and the mic off the other one. Yep.
Yeah, so Fat Philosopher said, look up Indonesian fruit bats. They're the size of a German Shepherd. That must be what I saw. We should see if they're at the Animal Kingdom.
That means we would have to go to the Animal Kingdom.
I mean, you could probably find out if they're there.
What are they called? Wait.
Indonesia fruit bats.
I'm about to look. Indonesian fruit salad.
Nathan Heel says, what one knife, one gun, one watch would you carry in the apocalypse?
Ooh, apocalypse.
One knife, one gun, one watch.
One knife would be this one right here. Actually. The half-face blade Crow Jr. That would be this one. Gun, an AR of some sort. And watch, if you had to worry about like EMPs and stuff and you had to go with an automatic, then probably some sort of, I don't know, like, honestly, some sort of automatic Vostok. Like, Vostok is a Russian brand. Or, I don't know, some sort of mechanical automatic thing. I have a Citizen Echo Drive that I really, really like. And it's my most beat up watch. And it's solar, so it doesn't take a battery. EMP would probably kill it, but... that, for me, the watches that I have, my Citizen Echo Drive is the most beat, the most tough. I love that watch. And that's probably it.
So Patrick Jean LeBlanc Hardy said I overlooked his comment, so I scrolled up to find it. He says, I haven't cut on the television for about 4 months now. My aquariums are my television, with living plants, shrimp, etc. One of my other hobbies is saltwater, freshwater, and blackwater natural setups.
I used to have a cool freshwater setup, and I would have a huge saltwater setup if we did not travel so much. We are so busy doing other stuff, but and not in an apartment, like once we have a house again, I would love to have a saltwater setup. It's just, I'm so busy with other things that I don't feel I could do it justice, but I love having them.
Vinny's World said Conroy for me. Animated series and the original Rockstar games were so good.
Oh, yeah.
So Patrick, he said, just look over my comment. YouTube has fish keeping YouTubers too. Man, they're fighting over how to keep aquariums and etc. There's drama in like every subject, right?
I know.
So wild. Tim Ziegler said it would be a K-Bar, SKS, and Timex.
Oh, for you? That makes sense. That's because you're in a different country. So...
Tim Ziegler? Where's he at?
Oh, maybe he's not.
Rusty said, do you have any pocket watches?
No, but I really want one. I just haven't gotten to it. That's been a thing. We've walked by them.
Sent me pictures on Instagram.
We've seen them. And I've wanted them. There's a company in town, a place in town that sells ball.
Oh, that's the ones I saw.
Oh my God.
They're so big.
I have seen those.
It looks like a
human. It looks like a person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I saw.
person in a bat suit
That's terrifying.
with big balls.
You can't see him there. He's all wrapped
He's
up.
all wrapped up. Maybe it was cold and he didn't want you to know.
Maybe. Or he's embarrassed. Okay. So Rusty Fender sent this earlier. He says, I hate barb wire straps. And I think it was when we were talking about crazy guitars that you couldn't play, right? But I saved this for after hours because he says barb wire when it should be barbed wire.
I think you're about
But I think we've talked about this before. But until very recently, like when we lived in the motorhome, I realized it. No, maybe I realized it before. I told you the story then.
Yeah.
We were at like a produce stand or something. Anyway, forever as a kid, I thought it was bob wire, like B-O-B wire. Bob
Because
wire.
everybody says stuff funny around here. Yeah.
Yeah, bob wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, because even if I say B-A-R-B wire, it probably still sounds like bob wire. But it is actually barbed.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire. So anyway, I just had to grab that one.
That's really funny.
All right, let's see if anybody said anything. Guitar question, nope. All right, so what we missed in the first hour was we looked up. Matt and Chris were talking about, were there any businesses or things from the 50s that like still existed today, right? And I looked up this word over my search. All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
Credit cards.
Credit cards were invented in the 50s?
1950, Diners Club.
Oh.
Diet soda.
It probably had saccharin back then.
I don't know. It doesn't say. It was first created a sugar-free soda for hospitalized diabetic patients at the Jewish Sanitarium. I love that.
Wow.
It was called No Cal. And then in 58, Diet Right came out. Which I think,
yeah.
I don't know if that's still around or not. Roll-on deodorant.
Really?
1952.
Is that still a thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
TV dinners.
That makes sense.
1953.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Swanson. Color television.
Yep.
1953.
Although it's not the same anymore.
It's
but
not.
Yeah.
Microwave oven. 1954.
Really? That early?
Raytheon.
Raytheon.
Automatic doors. 1954.
Oh, you mean like doors?
The sliding automatic door.
Hmm.
After witnessing the difficulty people had with opening swinging doors in the wind. Problem solving, man.
Hmm.
This is the one that I said to you earlier, and you were like, oh, we should talk about this. Velcro, 1955.
Was Velcro an aerospace thing?
I don't know.
Hmm.
It was like all your shoes when you were a kid.
Yeah.
3-point seatbelts.
I did know that.
Volvo.
Volvo did it first, yep.
Ultrasound, 1956. Bubble wrap, 1957.
Interesting.
Birth control pills, 1957. Even though they weren't really used until the 60s, it said. Anyway.
No, that's
the
interesting.
list.
We were talking about that because there's very many things from the 50s that the 50s version you don't want to use anymore.
Lefty J said, I thought the Air and Space Museum was the Air and Space Museum. I love that. Jeffrey Egan said he said barbed wire too. That is so funny. Bobbed wire. Jason Albert thought it was bobbed wire. See, so I'm not the only one. I feel like last time I brought this up, people were like, what? You thought it was what? Timothy Potter said, I carried a pocket watch for years. I loved my Belova.
Bulova.
Whatever. All right, let me scroll back down. Thank you, everybody, for explaining that After 9 is off topic. Vinny's World says, so TV dinners and microwaves must have been a joint effort.
That's what I was thinking.
Rusty said,
sense.
I was thinking about buying and living in an RV. Do you have any advice you can share?
Who's saying that?
Rusty.
Yeah, I mean, try it. It'll be a learning curve. It will be a
Go slow.
go
That's my
slow.
advice.
Yeah, go slow and learn as much as you can, and count the costs because there's a lot involved. I wouldn't be afraid of doing it, but I would definitely make sure that you learn as much as you can.
Angel Raven 444 says Velcro was developed by NASA as well as Tang.
I thought that was the case. I thought that Velcro was an aerospace product at first. Or an aerospace product. Sorry.
Random Guitar says, okay, I gotta know, vanilla ice cream or chocolate? This is important. Ice cream is always important.
Vanilla.
Over chocolate?
Yeah. Because you can add chocolate to vanilla.
I'm totally going chocolate. I mean, the real answer is neither. Because I want, like, some salted caramel something or
Yeah,
some,
yeah.
double fudge something.
Yeah, yeah.
Or some cookies and cream.
Mm-hmm.
Or s'mores. That's my new favorite.
Yeah.
Now
But-
I want ice cream.
But in the basic, it's definitely,
Basic is vanilla.
yeah. But good vanilla.
Vanilla bean.
Yeah.
Jason Albert said Donut Media had a great episode about vintage car gadgets. It was hilarious. I think all their videos are hilarious.
Yeah, are
it doesn't
pretty
even
funny.
matter what it is.
I know. They're pretty good.
Gary Aruda said ultrasound and the pill in 1 year.
That's true.
That is funny. Let's see. Hogman Hawk says mint chocolate chip. That's a good one too. Curtis Chavez says Velcro came from extraterrestrials. Haven't you read your Inquirer?
Yep. Well,
Awesome.
cool. I guess we're pretty caught up, huh?
We are caught up. I don't feel like people are very talkative today. Oh,
Yeah,
we
that's
have a
all
little
right.
less people.
Yeah, it's a little smaller tonight.
Oh, that's interesting. Angel Raven 444. My favorite ice cream treat is vanilla ice cream with fruit and a dash of maple syrup.
Oh, that's cool.
Jason Albert said, what brand of s'mores ice cream do you guys get? I don't know. It's not so delicious.
It's not so delicious. It's something else. Because we eat non-dairy ice cream. It's pecan based. I do know that.
Cashew?
Oh, it's cashew. Pecan. What? One of them friggin' nuts. I don't know.
Oh my god.
It's bat nut based.
No. Who
It's
does
cashew.
make it? I don't know.
I
It's
can't
non-dairy
remember.
though.
Yeah, it's non-dairy.
Tim Zeeler said, do you remember J.C. Whitney?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was grown, and we were together when I realized Four Wheel Parts was an actual place and not just a catalog. And what's the other hunting place that has like a duck on it? I didn't know it was a real place.
Sportsman's Outdoors.
No. We don't have them here. I can't remember what it's called. But I was like, wait, that's not just a catalog? And we went in one. Because
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
was
we have to
huge,
go
too.
in there because I didn't even know it was a thing. And it
Yeah.
was super dumb and we left like immediately.
Yeah, I don't remember what you're talking.
You don't- yeah.
We stayed in the parking lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we stayed in the parking lot in the van.
Phineas World said, do you like coconut-based or rice milk-based ice cream? So neither... I don't know that I've had rice milk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, rice milk was a thing a long time ago because Japanese people like rice. Coconut-based is flaky.
Yeah.
Not my favorite.
More crystally.
It was like the only thing you could get for a long time. But
Oat milk
oat milk and cashew
and cashew.
are the creamiest.
You can fool people with it.
Not
It's pretty good.
Cabela's. It's something not in the South.
It was in Columbus, Missouri.
That's very specific.
Or not Columbus. It was in... We were in the van. We were going...
It wasn't that soon. We weren't in the van.
Well, then we didn't stay there because we would be in the big motorhome then. I don't know.
We were going somewhere else, and I saw it. We were probably going to like Bass Pro or something dumb, and I was like, "Wait, what is that?" I can't remember what it's called though. You can't search Midwest and hunting.
It's not Shields, is it?
I don't know
Shields
what that is.
no, that's in the Midwest. I don't know. Anyway,
Now I need to know.
it's gonna bug you.
Georgia hockey team. What would their name be?
I don't know. I don't know. Well, we had the Atlanta Thrashers, but then they moved,
And Augusta had a team a long time ago called the Lynx. Augusta Lynx.
which was a cat, right?
It's still a cat, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, based on the cat.
Yeah.
Now you can't find the sports store.
No idea.
That's so funny.
Not Gander, not Bass Pro, not Cabela's.
Nope.
Okay, I'm scrolling back up because I feel like I skipped a bunch of stuff. Timothy Potter said butter pecan. I've never seen that in a vegan version, and that used to be a favorite of mine. He doesn't like... And I always say butter pecan when I see that, but I say pecan otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a weird thing. Let's see.
Problem is when you search it, it does it all location based.
Hawkman Hawk says butter pecan is what the old people always order. Used to work at an ice cream place in the mall. So funny story, because I just said I like butter pecan. We just had this conversation randomly, really recently, about cereal. Because I don't like any... So I spent a lot of time with my grandparents when I was little, so I think I do like a lot of old people things, such as butter pecan. And I don't know if you remember this cereal or not. So I like adult cereal. Never like kid cereal. They don't make it anymore. But if they did, I would still buy it. It was called Fruit and Fiber. And I love that cereal. I love that cereal.
I had Cheerios today, so.
Curtis Chavez, what stupid thing have you seen someone do but you wanted to try it anyway?
I don't know. I mean, I've jumped off of a lot of stuff. Like cliff dove and done all those crazy... I've done a lot of really crazy things that could be considered stupid, and my body's all broken because of it. So...
Not LL Bean.
Nah.
Not... I've never even heard of fin, feather, and fur, so it's not that. Jason Albert said, well, now you got me confused. I can't think of what it could be. And you're probably the closest one, Jason.
I feel like it's in St. Louis.
Curtis Chavez says, what is everyone guessing on?
This
Trying to think of a
She's
store.
trying to think of a sporting goods store that she'll not think of, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. So I'm caught up again, so I can search some more.
This is great television.
It's terrible.
I really.
Where do you think it was?
I want to say it was in St. Louis, but I could be completely wrong about that because we've been so many places. We were just talking about this the other day. That we've been so many places that you just can't even remember them all. Ooh, Classic Arms in St. Louis looks cool.
Field and Stream. Keith H. got it. That's what it
Field,
was.
it's Field and Stream. I can... No, we were in the van.
I knew I would remember it if I saw it.
We were in the van because we stayed in the parking lot of a Field and Stream in the van. No, we didn't.
No.
No, we didn't. I can picture it. I can picture going to it because it was big. You're going to try to find the town now?
No, I was going to see if I could see, like, the logo, because maybe it didn't have one. Anyway.
It was Field
It
and
was
Stream.
Field and Stream.
Yeah, it was Field and Stream. That makes sense.
Yes, thank you.
I don't remember where we
Keith.
were.
That was great.
Now she can move on.
Yes. Otherwise, I would have obsessed about it all night. I wonder where it was, though.
Yeah.
Where are they in the...
Yeah, we've been so many places, it's hard to... I want to say it was in, like, Missouri or... It wasn't in Tennessee. We've been all over the country, you know, like...
Oh, it looks like they're all permanently closed. Maybe that's why nobody could help us.
It's like out of business?
Yeah.
What is that one?
This is Champaign, Illinois.
Was it in... Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it had to be... We didn't go that far south. It had to be that one. We haven't been to any of these other places. I know we weren't in Georgia.
Mm-mm.
It had to be Champaign.
What's this other one?
Those are places we stayed.
Oh.
Those are my saved things on the map.
Oh.
See, like that's your grandma's house.
Oh, well then it had to be Champaign, Illinois. That was the only...
That's the only place we've been in relation to...
Oh, because you have everything mapped out where we've ever been.
Not ever,
Kind
but yeah.
of. What's this one?
I mean, that's way far south. We didn't go there. Houston?
Oh, that's Houston. Uh-uh. Yeah, must have been Illinois. I was thinking St. Louis, but I guess Illinois is close enough. Like, because when you're driving, the way we go from here up past... Super chat.
Thank you for the super chat, Keith H., and for the help for figuring out Field and Stream. French vanilla in a brownie delight.
Now that I could do.
So French vanilla ice cream?
Yeah.
What's a brownie delight?
I mean, it's pretty delightful if you put it in some French vanilla ice cream.
You ate my last brownie.
You told me to.
I know. That was days ago, though.
I know.
I didn't want it then.
It's true.
Awesome.
You guys, this has been fun.
Chris Hendricks said he thinks they're just a magazine now. Bass Pro. I think Bass Pro bought them. Well, I thought they were a magazine when it was a real store.
Interesting.
Anyway.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Chris. It was in Chris's town.
We didn't go anywhere then. We only saw what we went to lunch with him, I thought. Because remember they had a tornado. We just passed through.
But it was like,
we
the
ran
next...
from a tornado or something.
That was the night we saw it.
Really?
We were in the van.
So we were going further west then. We weren't in his town. Because we left and they had like a tornado.
That's right. But we had lunch with Chris Hendricks.
Yes.
And then we were headed west to Colorado.
So you're saying there was another location
and
somewhere.
we stayed in a Field and Stream parking lot in the van.
I disagree.
I don't know. That's funny. I remember maybe it wasn't Chris then. I remember being in a town. in the Field and Stream parking lot and thinking, I know somebody here. But I can't tell them that I'm here because we're already asleep and like I don't want to like go meet anybody.
Well, that wouldn't make sense then because we did see him.
Maybe it wasn't him then. I don't know. Anyways, because
And
sometimes
we did
that'll
not stay
happen.
there. We never stayed at a Field and Stream. We were in the big motorhome. We were there in the Jeep.
Okay. Maybe so.
I just don't know where.
We do this all the time because we've been so many places. Like, and you're like, remember that one time we were at this place? And we're like, I don't even remember what year it was. Like, you have to look at pictures and like, what sunglasses am I wearing, or like, what watch am I wearing? Because I got that watch like at a certain time, and okay, so it has to be after this. Like, trying to narrow it down. Usually, it's sunglasses or hat. You know, like what hat am I wearing and like that kind of stuff. And like, wait a minute, I didn't have that T-shirt yet. You're trying to figure it out because we've gone so many places. I mean, this has been for 10 years we've been traveling, so yeah, it's crazy. But we still
You're
do
usually
this.
pretty good about what car.
I
But I
know.
think you're wrong in this case.
Yeah, usually I'm pretty good about I knew what I was driving. And when I knew what I was driving, then I can narrow it down because we get a new car so often. Yeah.
Because we're ridiculous.
Because we're ridiculous. Anyway, thanks a lot, you guys. This has been super fun. We will see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. for a very good video. I am very excited about this video, and I hope you will find it cool and want some P90s.
I know we did not stay in Kansas City, Chris, because
It was Kansas City.
we like to get out of Kansas. Period. We did not stay in Kansas City. Ever.
Yes, we did.
I disagree. Because we did go to Kansas City in the van. Because we were in the van when we had lunch with Chris.
We stayed in Kansas City once. In the van. It was a Bass Pro Shops party.
Yeah, he says it was Cabela's if we were in Kansas City.
It was. And I know it was Chris. And I know it might have not been that time. It must not have been that time.
No, because we did see him.
Because we did
that
see
time.
him. But there was a time where I have gone through Kansas. So
It
this
must have been
I'm
before in the motorhome.
I'm putting two things together. I know we stayed in the van in a Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's
in a different
parking
town.
lot in Kansas City in the van. I know we did. And we stayed overnight, and I know that I did not tell Chris that I was there because I didn't
We
want to.
only had the van in enough time to see him once.
We've been there twice.
But we've never stayed there. The only place we've ever stayed in the state of Kansas is way on the other side. In whatever that town is with the art piece.
No, we boondocked in a Bass Pro Shops parking lot in Kansas City.
I will look at my records to verify.
Okay.
I don't believe
We'll
you.
get back with you next week. You guys, this has been fun. We'll see you guys later.